Okay, this is Coach Carl once again, and I just wanted to clarify a little bit more on the spirit, mind, and body connection before we move on to the chakras. Just basically some of the benefits of tapping more into your spirit self. Your spirit self allows you to be a part of the oneness, all right? And a lot of people in so-called conscious communities and people who call themselves conscious uh, are not really embracing, or at a level where they're not really fully understanding what the oneness is really all about. It's still about, basically how one group of people is treating another group of people unfairly, and how one group of people are the victims of the wrongdoings by another group of people. It's a lot of generalizations. And I used to be one of those people, trust me. And I do know that there are a lot of misguided energies in the world that need to be uplifted, that need to be corrected. However, I'm not sure if we are looking at it in a way so that we're not creating more negative karma, or we're not creating more negative energy, with more low vibrational thoughts. So when you really get into the spirit mind, you start to move beyond the physical, beyond the body. It's not just about how a person looks. It's not just about what a person says. It's not just about even what a person does, because one person could be operating on a certain vibration on one year, and then the next year, after they learn lessons or go through different phases in life, they could operate on a totally different frequency. So you can't look at one individual being or one person and then say that person's bad or that person's this and that, because that person can be going through, some type of development. And once you start operating in more of a spirit mind and you're not really focused on the body mind, you do get past the whole race thing. And I'm even realizing that even the concept of race is very, very new. I think it came around the 1500s. A couple of sources, kind of stated that race kind of came about to solidify a caste system or a class system, and we fell for it, and based on your color, you kind of fall into, whatever category you fall into. But it has no biological backing, no biological foundation. The races, even the term race, is something that really needs to be researched, because, like I said, I mean, there are many people who have, been looked upon as quote unquote white, even down to people like some presidents, Abraham Lincoln, Beethoven, Mozart. Even some modern actors like, well, I know that rock star Slash, a lot of people thought he was white, and they were, surprised to find out that he had some Aboriginal blood in him. And Anthony Hopkins played, check out the movie Human Stain, when Anthony Hopkins actually played African-American, male, who was passing for a Caucasian male. And so when I really take a look at things like that, I mean, it's like, what's the point? Like, I've been around many people in my life that hurt me, and that, I had negative experiences with, and they mostly all look like me, and based on, what I saw on television and what I've read in books and things like that, I've grown to think that a certain group of people was out to get me, but now I'm really learning that it's the karma that I create, that I have to deal with, no matter what color or what shape it comes in. The karma that I create for my spirit, for my deeds, for my words, that's what I'm putting out into the world, and that's what I'm eventually going to receive. And once you really get to that point where you know that you're creating your own karma, and that you're operating in a spirit mind that creates the oneness that's moving beyond the body, then you could start using the spirit mind to create the pleasure and a heavenly experience for the body. So you use your spirit mind to allow the body to enjoy, the things that the body loves to enjoy on this plane. But if you act strictly from the desires of the body, you could cause injury to yourself and others by focusing on those lower frequencies without consulting the higher self or without acknowledging the spirit self. So the spirit self, I just kind of wanted to elaborate more on the spirit self. The spirit self is the realization of the oneness. There is no separation, and the separation that does exist is just there to lead you back to the oneness. I mean, let's face it, we're all going to return to the oneness sooner or later. So it's time that we start practicing being one within ourselves, number one, and with each other. And I think once we start operating on that higher frequency, then we'll start seeing some changes that we want to see in the world. All right. I just wanted to kind of touch on that before we go into the chakras. All right. Hope you learned something from that. This is your boy, Coach Carl. Like I said, we got more to come. Peace and love.